Tonight, we report on the flu outbreak at Columbia Basin Hospital and what a Moses Lake man is paying for setting a haystack on fire. What's going on in sports, Bob?
A Big Bend basketball player receives accolades from the Northwest Athletic Association of Community Colleges. Stick around to find out who it is. Here's a look at our Weather Center forecast.
A weak cold front continues slipping through the inland northwest. In a bit, I will let you know how that will affect us here in the Columbia Basin.
I'm Alan Troop. Stay tuned for all of this and much more on iFIBER 1 News.
From the iFIBER 1 HD studio here in the heart of the Columbia Basin, this is iFIBER 1 News. Your #1 source for local news, sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. This is iFIBER 1 News, and it starts now.
Columbia Basin Hospital is asking families and friends of patients at the hospital to stay home. The hospital has patients with confirmed cases of influenza. Hospital Administrator Rosalinda Kibbe said, "We are asking that visitors of our inpatient care areas restrict their visitation to our facility unless under extreme circumstances." The hospital stated it is open and conducting business as usual, although they are requiring people coming to the hospital campus to wear masks to combat the influenza outbreak. Masks and hand sanitizer are available at the entrances. A man will serve 90 days in jail and pay $4,500 in restitution for starting a haystack fire near Moses Lake for fun last year. Alexander M. Clemens, a 19-year-old Moses Lake man, pleaded guilty to malicious mischief in the second degree and making false or misleading statements to a public servant. Prosecutors initially charged Clemens with arson in the second degree, but dropped the charge as part of a plea agreement. Clemens has already paid the victim for the lost hay. Clemens and a friend decided to set fire to a haystack on October 2nd in 2013 for fun and poured gasoline on the hay, then lit it with a cigarette. A witness reported his white Subaru Justy leaving the scene, which led to his arrest. The Moses Lake Irrigation and Recreation District is hosting the 5th annual Columbia Basin Kids Fishing Derby on Saturday. The Derby starts at 7:45 a.m. at Connolly Park, located on Road 6.7 in Moses Lake. Children ages 5 to 14 years old are welcome to register at the event. They must be accompanied by an adult and bring their own fishing gear. An official describes the Derby as a morning filled with trout fishing, free food, and opportunities to win prizes. For more information, contact the MLIRD office at 509-765-8716. H&R Block held a block party in support of the Wishing Star Foundation. Reporter Lexi Perry has the story.
A block party helps seriously ill children relax and enjoy time with friends, face painting, and even furry animals. Businesses in Moses Lake teamed up with H&R Block to raise money for the Wishing Star Foundation. The organization grants seriously ill children their sometimes final wishes.
I've had friends who've had children who have gone through their program, and they're all still alive after all these years, but they were so thankful for being able to grant the wish to their child because, after all the medical expenses, they couldn't afford to do anything. So it's a fabulous program for these families that are under so much stress.
Studio Overstreets hosted game stations for children to play together, win prizes, and show off their art skills. The fire department gave tours of their trucks and offered fingerprinting activity for parents to help officials locate their children if ever lost. Harris says the H&R Block is already looking forward to planning another event next spring. For iFIBER 1 News, I'm Lexi Perry.
Thank you, Lexi. Now let's take a look at people currently being sought out by the Grant County Sheriff's Office.
This is Sheriff Tom Jones with the Grant County Sheriff's Office. Each of the people you see here have a warrant for their arrest. If you see any of these people, we ask you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but call us at 509-762-1160 or send us an email at crimetips@co.grant.wa.us. If the person is presenting a danger, call 911. With your help, we can bring these people to justice and make our community safer.
We will be back after this.
DQ $5 lunch. I'm really into it. One thing I can't decide. Is it chicken strips, fries, and a drink with a free sundae? Or do you get a sundae with free chicken strips, fries, and a drink? Trick question. Both answers are correct.
Exactly, Sam. It's Fananomics. Entree, fries, drink, plus a sundae. The $5 lunch, only at your DQ. This is fan food, not fast food.
Are you looking to improve your or your child's smile? At Casciati Orthodontics, we make it our mission to make braces more affordable and fun. Our business has proudly served the Columbia Basin for over 20 years, and our new conveniently located state-of-the-art facility offers a relaxing environment full of fun activities for the kids. We accept all types of insurance and have convenient payment plans available. Give us a call for a complimentary evaluation, no referral needed, or check us out on the web and make an appointment online.
Hi folks, good to be with you once again. I'm meteorologist Miguel Montoya from the One News Weather Center. Your weather forecast is being brought to you by your Bud Clary Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. Let's check out the headlines making news along the Columbia Basin. What a day it was this afternoon with temperatures well into the 70s. However, a weak cold front will slip on through overnight. Could bring us a brief shower. Not as warm on Wednesday behind this front, but overall temperatures will average out near to above normal for this time of year as we head through the rest of the week. And we will also hang on to dry conditions. You will see that in a minute in your extended forecast. Let's recap what's happened during the last 24 hours. Ephrata, you woke up to temperatures in the middle 40s this morning, which is about 10 degrees above normal for this time of year. The record high this afternoon was 79. Not quite there, but I think we will take mid-70s anytime. Moses Lake, you had similar conditions this morning. Woke up to temperatures in the upper 30s to the lower 40s, above normal for this time of year. Made it into the middle 70s. Again, not quite record-breaking heat, but we will definitely take it. Currently, we have some clouds moving in as a cold front approaches our area. Winds are out of the west-southwest. Dew points in the lower 40s. They will actually fall back into the 20s tomorrow as we get a cooler and drier air mass into the region. We could see wind gusts as high as 30 miles per hour as we head into tonight. That front will continue slipping through the northwestern U.S. this evening and tonight. Could bring us a spot shower here in the Columbia Basin, although the probability of precipitation will remain fairly low. This shifts out of the region for tomorrow, and we get back into some sunshine. High pressure will remain the dominant feature along the western third of the country. We'll keep the storm track well off to our north. Some rain and snow working their way through British Columbia and Alberta, Canada over the next couple of days, but we will remain high and dry statewide. Actually looking mighty nice on Wednesday afternoon across our states, although not as mild or warm with respect to today. But 50s and 60s isn't too shabby either across the Yakima Valley, 67. Tri-Cities will be in the middle 60s, and generally low to mid 60s along the Columbia Basin on Wednesday afternoon with plenty of sunshine overhead. No major changes in our extended forecast as we hang on to dry conditions, including this upcoming weekend. Well, folks, your weather forecast was brought to you by your Bud Clary Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. As usual, we will be right back with sports.
It's been called the most inspiring vehicle ever made, boasting a 5-star safety rating and named as a top safety pick. It's also done more to help our environment than any other car in the world. It's Toyota's Prius. Now with your choice of the regular model, the larger Prius V, or the smaller Prius C. Saving fuel, reducing harmful CO2 emissions, and offered to you with excellent savings. Toyota's Prius family. Drive one today at any of your Inland Empire Toyota dealers. Toyota. Let's go places.
Looking for that authentic Philly flavor? Come down to Nia Carson's Cheesesteaks, Wings and Things and try our mouth-watering cheesesteak sandwiches, prepared fresh and served hot. Make sure to pair it up with our classic wings, ranging from sweet and tangy to hot and spicy. East meets west at Nia Carson's. We provide Moses Lake with that authentic Philadelphia taste. Bring the whole family. We promise to make them something they'll all enjoy. Nia Carson's Cheesesteaks, Wings and Things. Good service, great price, and something different.
Welcome back. I'm Bob Kirkpatrick with today's sports. The running Vikes' Brendan Westendorf has been named the 2014 Northwest Athletic Association of Community Colleges Men's Basketball Athlete of the Year. Westendorf, who was this year's East Region Conference Most Valuable Player, led the league in scoring with 29.5 points per game. He averaged 1.9 steals, 4.39 assists, and pulled down a team-high 8.58 rebounds per game, which put him in the top 10 in the NWAC. And he also made 53% of his field goals. Westendorf, who hails from Kent, had an outstanding freshman season in 2013, finishing third in the league in scoring and assists. He is the top scorer to ever put on a Vikings uniform with 1,625 points in 2 seasons at Big Bend. Westendorf will graduate this year and plans to continue his collegiate basketball career. He is currently fielding offers for his next stop. The Seattle Mariners' $240 million investment, Robinson Cano, and a handful of other new faces will finally make their home debut after a promising opening week on the road. Cano and the Mariners come home to face the Los Angeles Angels. Seattle returns after a 4-2 road trip against the Angels and Oakland that looked to be daunting before the season began and instead became a glimmer of optimism for the club. Cano is hitting .391 after the first week, while Justin Smoke and Dustin Ackley combined to drive in 14 of Seattle's 34 runs scored. The Angels wouldn't mind spoiling Seattle's home opener after the Mariners did the same to them last week. Seattle routed the Angels 10-3 on opening night en route to a 3-game sweep in Anaheim. Former Washington State University standout quarterback Mark Rippon's nephew Brett has made a verbal commitment to play football at Boise State in 2015. The 6'2", 185-pound junior quarterback has thrown for just over 8,500 yards and 90 touchdowns in 3 seasons at Shadle Park High in Spokane. His uncle Mark played for the Cougars from 1982 to 1986. He was drafted by the Washington Redskins with the 146th pick in the 1986 draft and went on to lead the team to a 37-24 Super Bowl win over the Buffalo Bills in 1991. Rippon threw for 292 yards and 2 touchdowns and was named MVP of the game. Well, that's it for sports. We'll be right back after this.
Hi, I'm Chuck DeMuerler, the new manager at Furniture West. Furniture West has been a part of the Moses Lake community for over 30 years. My team and I have expanded our inventory to meet our customers' needs. We have over 100 recliners in stock. We have a fantastic sleep center with dozens of mattress choices from the best brands in the business. Come see our great kids section with some of the most fun kids furniture you will find anywhere. We are your source for power reclining furniture. Check out our new selection today at 117 West Broadway Avenue in Moses Lake.
Ready for some classy, laid-back fun? Imbibe in Moses Lake is the place for you. Imbibe has a huge selection of your favorite wine and beer on tap from local brewers. We have kegs to go, and we can fill your growler. Remember that summertime is beer time. Come enjoy our live music on Fridays and make sure to reserve a spot for private parties. What are you waiting for? This is the place to enjoy your favorite drinks with your favorite people. Find us on 3rd Avenue in Moses Lake, Washington, or call us at 509-765-1119.
Our spotlight story tonight is about a fundraiser held by Frontier Middle School for families affected by the Oso landslide. Here with the story is Jeff Chu.
Frontier Middle School cafeteria was hopping last week in Moses Lake, all for a good cause. About 100 Frontier students danced after school and raised about $950 to help families affected by the Oso mudslide disaster. The fundraising dance was 7th grader Devin Dietrich's idea.
I was watching the news and I seen all the people that lost their homes, and I thought I needed to do something about it, and I came up with a fundraiser.
Devin said when he learned about the mudslide that killed more than 30 and wiped out the small Snohomish County community, he had to help.
Frontier always helps people out, and I just thought that they needed help with donations because a lot of people lost their homes and I needed to do something.
Frontier Middle School counselor Dana Santos, who is the Associated Student Body Leadership Advisor, helped Devin organize the event. Devin publicized the fundraiser through Facebook and other social media, which Santos said the school encourages in a positive way.
Well, first, Devin, like he said, he wrote me a letter actually right after the mudslide happened. And, his letter, he just said, Ms. Santos, I saw everything that's going on in Oso, and I just feel like we should do something. And that's really kind of been it's such a big piece of leadership at our school is if a kid is, if there's something they're passionate about or they want to do, we will do all we can to try and help them, follow through with that and contribute somehow.
David Smouse, Devin's friend and classmate, said he was happy to help.
It's mainly about raising money for people that have died in the flood, in the mudslide. It made me feel really sad because people died and sacrificed their lives and they didn't even know it was going to happen.
Frontier 7th grader Sherry Gonzalez said she was glad that Devin took a stand to help the Oso families.
This fundraiser is mainly about helping out the victims for the mudslide, and especially helping out Devin because this was his idea to help out the victims, and just making sure that his activity night was the best that it could be. I think it was great that Devin stood up to Ms. Santos to make sure that the mudslide victims got help that they needed. So I think that made me feel grateful that we have kids in our school that would step up to do things like that.
Devin explained where the funds raised would go.
It will be sent to the search and rescue, the Snow Homeless Search and Rescue, to help people that lost their homes and to provide them shelter and food and help.
I'm Jeff Chu for iFIBER 1 News.
We will be right back after this.
We believe in home and all the magical things that come with it. We believe in living rooms with forts made from sofa cushions and blankets. We believe in the man cave, the woman cave, and finally, we believe that our calling in life is to find the home that's perfect for you. Coldwell Banker, fulfilling dreams for over 100 years.
Well, one thing I knew from being a patient myself was that a dental office is a scary place to come to. And so we wanted everything possible to make sure that our office is a comfortable place for our patients to visit. The patients that I have, my clients, have made me a part of this community, and we want to give back in every way possible.
In Northwest News, the Washington's Traffic Safety Commission says officers across the state will be cracking down on distracted driving between Thursday and next Tuesday as part of a national enforcement campaign. The commission says more than 100 law enforcement agencies throughout the state will target drivers who are talking on handheld cell phones, texting, or otherwise not paying attention to the road. The slogan for the campaign is, "You drive, you text, you pay." Federal officials are promising support for people affected by last month's deadly landslide. The Secretary of Homeland Security and the FEMA administrator toured the devastation Sunday.
Federal responders have been helping with the search effort for a couple weeks. But today, the Secretary of Homeland Security and FEMA administrator saw the disaster site with their own eyes, touring the devastation with local leaders and talking to those working on the ground.
In the face of a situation like this, we struggle for the words to console people, but we do the best we can to be here to support them, to help them get through this disaster.
Secretary Johnson says he's been impressed by the number of volunteers from the local community who have been working side by side with rescue crews from around the country.
The mudslide is an enormous tragedy. The response to it is an inspirational American story.
But the search effort is slow going. There are hundreds of acres of land on the east side of the slide that were flooded by the Stillaguamish River. Tomorrow, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers will begin building a temporary berm to stop the flow of water there.
The request has come from the responders that this is an area that they would like
to have us dry out.
Searchers have been able to do what they're able to from boats, and part of the purpose of this is to allow them and the dogs to be able to actually be on the ground in a way that's safer.
Crews have reason to believe some of the missing may be in the area that's currently underwater, so engineers are hoping they can complete the berm in about a week and give them better access. They did not want to talk about how much construction of the berm would cost. They say doing everything they can to recover the victims and help the families affected is all that matters. Federal officials agree.
We were here shortly after the disaster occurred. We are here now, and we will continue to be here as long as the recovery effort goes on.
Police in Fife are trying to find whoever fired 6 gunshots that hit a car carrying a Lakewood woman as she drove on Interstate 5. The woman was not hit. King TV reports that one bullet lodged in the wall of the car right above Caitlin Young's head. Young says she doesn't know why the man driving a gold-colored Buick opened fire on Sunday afternoon. She says the shooter was trying to kill her. Fife detectives say they want to talk to anyone who knows anything about the shooting. And that's going to do it for us here at iFIBER 1 News. We want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow.